What is going on, guys? Thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. When you hear the term boat tool, what comes to mind? Do you think about a socket set? Do you think about a propeller wrench? Or is it the guy at the sandbar who's had just a little bit too much to drink? In today's video, I'll be going over a couple of the tools that I regularly use when working on my boat projects. These tools are inexpensive and have proven to be durable throughout the seasons. And remember, please be aware of your surroundings and exercise cautions while around these boats. There are people who depend on us to come home at night, and you gotta love it when you get to see another day. With all that being said, let's get into it. Starting off the list is going to be an engine hoist. An engine hoist will allow you to pull out your cracked block, or if you need to work on the engine, to work on the internals. It also can remove the engine to help work on the stringers or on the outdrive. I've seen boat engine hoists and gantry cranes go online for over $1,000 plus. With safety in mind and quality tools, you can also get your engine or your outdrive out of your boat. What I've done is I've used some grade 8 chain and some 5/8 lag bolts to cross between a telephone pole and a tree. I had to do what I had to do. I needed to get a boat engine out. It had a cracked block and we got it out. I've seen people with posts in the ground and just a metal rod above, pulling their boat engine out. Whether you want to get your outboard or your inboard motor out, an engine hoist will help you achieve that. The next tool on our list are going to be stands for our engine, our outdrive, and our SternDrive. These stands will give us a place to put our machinery once they've been pulled from the boat, and we'll be able to store them or work on them for maintenance. Engine stands can be made out of metal, wood, or even made out of an old tire that's been discarded. Whatever can hold your engine securely and safely, that'll work just great. As far as outdrives and SternDrives, there are many different stands that you can make by yourself with very inexpensive materials. Here I've got a stand made out of just one piece of 2x8 that I cut into 4 pieces, and we just turned them into a stand. I'll give you a better shot of that right now. Taking a closer look at this outdrive and SternDrive stand, we notice that it is a very simple design. This design is very inexpensive to make. There are multiple ways to make an outdrive stand or SternDrive stand. There are many examples online, varying in time and materials. This seemed to me the most effective. Also, when it comes to SternDrives and outdrives, we've got prop pullers. I actually made this prop puller today out of a harmonic balancer puller, some chain, and some S-hooks. They also make prop knockers, which you thread onto the output shaft and hit it with a hammer, and it is supposed to release the prop, jar it from the shaft. So when it comes to storing or maintaining your outdrives, having a stand is very useful. Now, number 3 is going to be more so a combination of tools and methods. There are so many different types of trailers and so many different types of hulls that this one tool is not going to be able to accommodate every single instance. There's so many different methods for getting your boat off the trailer that it deserves video of its own. Everything from using a tow strap and some old tires to building a wooden frame underneath on supporting the boat from both sides, using a gantry crane and using it from the mooring hooks up front, or using these boat jack stands that I'll be using today. Here you can see me using the base of the jack stand as a template. I'll be cutting these 2x6s and using them as supports to give me the correct angle when setting up my stand underneath the boat. After lowering the tongue of the trailer to the ground, I'll position my first jack stand underneath the boat using the support that I cut to give it the correct angle for lifting. I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll go and make sure everything's level and snug. Next, I'll get the trailer ready for jack stands. Every once in a while, I'll take a walk around the boat to make sure everything's level and safe. Now that our trailer is secure, we can get ready to raise the front of our boat with our third jack stand. Now that we've got our third stand snug up against the hull, we'll be able to start raising the front of the boat. We'll put a jack stand on the other side, and we'll go to each side and twist the handle just a couple times until the boat raises off the trailer. We'll then take the jack stands out from underneath the trailer. We'll then lower the trailer to the ground, and then we'll be able to pull the trailer out with this, a trailer dolly. The trailer dolly will allow you to move your trailers without having to use brute force by just holding the tongue and pulling it out. All you have to simply do is lower your jack onto the ball, put your trailer jack up, and simply pull on the trip. Now that we've got our trailer pulled far enough forward to where we need to readjust our boat jack stand, it brings us to tool number 5, which is going to be big blocks or bricks or anything that you can support underneath the boat while we reposition the stand. Now, if anything, these boat jack stands are to support the boat, but we're going to put most of the weight right on these bad boys. We're going to put these underneath the boat, put the load of the boat on here, and then level it out with these jack stands. So let's do that now. Now that we've got our base set to absorb the weight of this boat, our last finishing touch could be a piece of wood such as this. You could take a bandsaw or even a hatchet to cut out a V pattern in here to nicely fit this hull nice and snugly. You can even grab some carpet if you feel like you don't want to damage your hull, or if you'd like to not damage your hull. Put it right underneath, give it a nice little resting area. Do make sure when you're moving your jacks to make sure that it's in center with the line of pushing the boat up. You want this to be going directly towards the direction it needs to push. So this jack isn't gonna tilt like that or tilt back like that. You want it to be tilting in forward the direction you want to push the boat. Just push this up. Make sure this also does not bottom out, or more like extend out, overextend. Make sure that this part does not come past. All right, now we'll lift this back up, do it all over again. Now that we've got our jacks readjusted, let's move the trailer even more. One more time on the base, and we'll be able to move our jack stand to the rear of the trailer. Now that we've got the boat on the jack stands behind the trailer, all we have to do now is raise it off the base and pull the trailer out. Now that we're free from the base and free from the trailer, let's pull it out. Now that our boat is free from the trailer, we want to make sure that we put our bases back in place and put most of the weight on those bases. We can put some weight on the boat jacks, but most of the weight is going to be on the base. Now that we're on the base, we'll go to all 4 of our jack stands and snug them up to make sure our boat is nice and level and safe to work on. On to number 6. For number 6, I have shelter written down. We don't have any shelter, but that's okay. I know that shelter seems like a no-brainer, but it can be such an invaluable tool when coming to working on our boats. When it comes to rain, sleet, snow, even nighttime, having a roof over our head can greatly increase our productivity exponentially. Man, throw a heater in there and you can work on that all year long. That's why I consider shelter a very valuable tool. Number 7 has become such a lifesaver when it comes to grabbing new project boats. Usually the owner has no idea or knows very little about the condition of the trailer lights, whether they work or they don't work or they're busted out. Number 7 would be magnetic tail lights. Having a good set of these while grabbing your project boat ensures that you bring your boat home safely. Try and plan how much trailer wire you'll need so your lights can reach the back of the boat. Sometimes those long boats, you think you may have enough wire, but it just won't reach your vehicle. Now here's a cool little tool I made at work. All this is a 5-pin female connector for trailer lights, and I chopped off one side and put some little eyelet connectors. All we need to do is grab our trailer in question, hook it up, then we can test each individual light to make sure it works. So we'll hook up our ground, then we can go through each individual wire to make sure it works. So here are our parking lights, running lights. Here's one turn signal. Here's the other turn signal. Isn't that pretty cool? Portable fuel tanks coming at number 8. These tanks will help us run our boat whether it's on land or in water. If our boat gas tank is contaminated with water or it has some sort of leak, we'll still be able to test our boat with these tanks. Now these tanks are not only useful for holding clean gas, but dirty and old gas from old projects boats that have been sitting for a good amount of time. Now, your city may or may not take your gasoline at your hazardous waste center if it has one. Check with your local city website to see if they have one. Tool number 9 are going to be implements to help us run our SternDrive or Outdrive while still being dry docked or on the trailer. This will allow us to test our boats without having to bring them to the lake. These are a set of water muffs, and these go directly on the water inlet on the lower portion of the SternDrive or Outdrive. Alternatively, you can use a stock tank or any other large vessel that will hold water to submerge the lower portion into to supply adequate amount of water for proper cooling of the engine. And lastly, but equally as important on our list, are going to be paint supplies. Everything from sandpaper to stripe removers to paint rollers are going to help keep our boats looking elegant and distinguished. A simple coat of paint and varnish can change your boat's appearance from looking like this to this. And that was it, guys. I hope you guys learned about some new boat tools that can help you increase your productivity when it comes to working on your boat. Let me know down in the comments below what unique tools you use when it comes to working on your boat project. Also, let me know what you'd like to see. We've got a lot of cool, helpful how-tos coming up this season, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. My name's Pintu. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Peace.